Greetings, sports marketeer folk, and welcome back to the Packback Leaderboard for week 3, where you'll notice I've also written in Roman numerals, indicating that we are going to play some fantasy football as part of the grade in this class. Unless something terrible happens between now and next week, all the information will be on D2L. So, if you've never played before, don't worry about it. Everybody can pick it up quickly, and I'll explain how the grading works. So, with that said, let's see who came in our top 5 this week. I can tell you 2 people it won't be because they did not participate, indicating zeros. I don't know the Roman numeral for that, but I'm going to go with something that looks like this. All right, coming in 5th place was Jacob Daffren. We'll say the honorable mention for last. Number 4, Ketchup Nate. We have some very smart things to say on the discussion board, actually all the time. It's very bright, but not enough to get into the top 3. In the top 3, we had Erica Roberts. I don't know why I said it that way. In the bronze position, she had a question on the Packback discussion board about a safe return to sports, which was very timely because I stayed in a Hilton hotel a couple weeks ago, and when I got to the room, it was sealed up, called Hilton Safe Clean. Anyway, it was in partnership with Lysol, and everything in the room was shrink wrapped with that seal indicating it had been disinfected with Lysol. Whether it had or not, I don't know. But, made me feel like it had. The remote for the television and everything. And then last night, when I was watching a little basketball, I noticed an ad from Clorox. I think they titled it Basketball's Back. And it was 30 seconds of the NBA staff using Clorox products to spray the weight racks and the balls and wiping things down. And I see a lot of opportunities for companies to partner together into, football's back. And here's how we're making it safe for you and things like that. And then I also thought about what a great way to make sure you had plenty of disinfecting supplies is for Hilton to partner with Lysol or the NBA to partner with Clorox and say we'd like to, co-brand our ads, and then Clorox say, okay, let's make sure they have plenty of disinfecting wipes and materials, whereas Dave down at Kroger, he can't find any. Another smart move, I thought. Anyway, it was a great post. I responded to it, as did other people. And then in number 2, we had Darren Fox. The Fox, with talking about emotion. I can use emotion to trigger people or to encourage people to participate in sports in different ways. And he mentioned Breeze versus Brady as who's the greatest quarterback. I mean, you'd have to say it's Brady. Huh? Dylan, did I surprise you with that? I mean, the man's got rings for every finger, so, Breeze wins another one, he still won't have 5 or 6 or however many Brady has. But the week 1 matchup is going to be between Tom Brady and Drew Brees this season, and in an empty Superdome. Wouldn't that be crazy? But in sports, we call that an affinity advantage. That people feel deeply about sports more deeply than they do about a brand in their life that they may like just as much. right? Talk about that in a minute when we get to number one. But also, I was going to put on there, but I decided to say for this, do you think that excitement around selling merchandise and tickets and everything ever affects draft selection? You ever wonder if a team says, well, we'd like to have this guy, but this guy would sell more tickets than jerseys? Huh? I think so. Number one, Dylan Fields. And he was talking about wondering why do people keep going to see sporting events that oftentimes end up being disappointing. Right? I'm going to come back to that affinity advantage again, plus some other things. But you may love Whirlpool as a brand. You may have all Whirlpool appliances in your house, but you may not have a Whirlpool sweatshirt. But in the same drawer where you don't have a Whirlpool sweatshirt, you definitely may have some Georgia Bulldog sweatshirts. And they haven't won a national championship since when? And not in the modern era with the playoffs. But there's a lot of reasons that people go to sporting events. Self-esteem. Some people's self-esteem is wrapped up in their team. Some people just go because it's fun. Everything around the game is fun. Maybe the game is disappointing, but if you're not that into it, maybe it's just fun. Affiliation with the team or being part of the community. You may go see your local college team even though they lose because you see your community there and it's part of your community. You live in Kennesaw, so you go see the Owls play. Escape. And then the deep brand relationship, the affinity advantage. That's one of the big pluses sports marketing has over other types of marketing, is that the Carolina Gamecocks in normal times would sell out Bryce Stadium for the home opener against whoever they were playing, or just about sell it out. They've never won a national championship in football. And they've been playing since just after the Revolutionary War, or somewhere early 1800s. Or I don't know how long they've been playing football, but let's just say a long, long, long time. But they have no problem selling tickets, right? Selling a ton of tickets. They may not sell every one of them, but they have a lot because it's different. And that makes some things easier for sports marketing than it would be marketing, a car or a tire or something like that. Honorable mention, who do we have down here? Oh, TikTok. That's all I'm going to put down, because we know who that is. It's Reem. Okay? Check her out. Well done, Reem. You almost made it, but Mr. Daffrin, he beat you to it. Stay tuned for the next chapter lecture, which will appear online, as well as the grades assigned for Packback Week 3. If you didn't participate, you should. It's a 0. Add up enough of those and it hurt your grade. Fantasy football is on the way. Instructions will come, and we're going to do that unless it gets stopped in the next few days. We'll do a live draft, and we'll do it on Teams. All right? So everybody will be near their computer and be able to do it. All right, so with that said, I will see you next week, if not before.